Well, you know, we weren't doing an attitude towards, we were making movies, that's what we do. And Peter wrote this book, and, you know, the movie is really quite different than the book. And I started on the picture before it was a movie. I started on the galley sheets. Zanuck and Brown called me, because I worked on Sugarland, and Stephen wasn't involved. And they sent me the galley sheets, so, because I could do them for nothing, because I was a studio guy there. But I did all these drawings to present it to the studio, because they were a little questing, making a shark movie. So we never really had an attitude about killing sharks, and even the movie talks about a shark, and there was disgusting things going on, you know, in the Orient. They cut off the fins, and I think that sort of brought interest about sharks and people killing sharks, and I think that affected Peter a great deal. As a filmmaker, it was just sort of an abstract thing that was happening.
Yeah, it was everybody else who said sharks are evil, and they did that for the same commercial reasons that, you know, spiders are evil, and the snakes are evil, and the rats are evil, and the bugs are evil. No, they're all part of this universe and world that we live in, and sharks in particular are what they call apex predators. They're at the top of the food chain. So everything that eats everything else eventually winds up inside a shark. And that includes mercury and cadmium, poison, and plastic bags, which is bad for everybody. And sharks themselves, because shark fin soup was a delicacy in Asia, it was only for rich people who could afford it. Then when Asia had an economic boom and everybody could afford shark fin soup, everybody said, hey, let's go down to the corner and get some shark fin soup. So that meant that factory ships would go off into the Pacific, overfish the waters, kill we don't know how many millions of sharks, cut off their fins, throw them back in the water, because the meat spoils very quickly, so it's not worth anything unless you process it immediately. And to this day, we don't know what damage has been done to the shark population. And Peter Benchley and an organization called Wild Aid, who are also concerned with tigers and elephants who are disappearing from the planet, Peter devoted the rest of his life to rehabilitating the image of the shark. So tell your friends, don't eat shark fin soup.
Don't eat shark.
Nothing wrong with sharks.
So I